Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Bob Goff, his book, Catching Whimsy. Something I really liked from here. It starts out with Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 6. Sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle. For you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well. It means that we got to see the possibilities that are around us. We got to just keep kind of hammering away. I remember when I was a kid, I lived a little bit, probably about a mile and a half from Yorktown. And unbeknownst to my parents, there were multiple occasions where my brother and I would walk over to Yorktown. We had to cross some big streets. I remember one time going to Yorktown Shopping Center. It was at night. I was in 8th grade. And, well, it's because we'd gotten kicked out of Yorktown, and then we were going to get picked up there, and we kind of deceived one of the parents. And anyway, we're running across Butterfield Road, and oh man, these guys took some horrific risks. It all turned out okay. But the reason I bring up Yorktown is because another friend of mine told me that, yep, a few years earlier, someone had approached his dad and said, "You want to buy some property?" Well, where is it? And I just found out it was actually Downers Grove. But they wanted too much tax money, whatever. Anyway, this guy passed on it. But somebody else got their hands, that's where it became Yorktown. And Yorktown became part of Lombard instead of Downers Grove. Here's another story. There's this guy named Art, and this is about 70 years ago. Art's out for a drive in these orange groves, and his buddy says to him, "Hey, you want to buy some property out here?" And he goes, "This is in the middle of nowhere. Now, I think I'm going to take a pass on that, Walt." Yeah, that was Art Linkletter. Some of you remember who he is. And his friend, yeah, that would be Walt Disney. And what he was offering him was the land that was all around Disneyland. Art, I think, lived to regret that. He did okay for himself. You know, kids say the darndest things and all that. He did just fine. But what opportunities are we missing? What's right before us and we just don't have the eyes to see? And sometimes we've already planted the seed and it's kind of like, nothing's going to come of that. Sometimes the possibilities are really right there before us. Are you a risk taker? The funny thing is, I don't think of myself as that, and yet I've been involved in 2 church plants, and so I've just tried to do the things that I believe God wanted me to do, and in doing that, yeah, I've taken some risks. And did God catch me? He did. I remember the first time I was planting a church, and I shared with a man who had great faith, Owen Carr. I said, "I feel like I'm stepping off the edge of the Grand Canyon." He laughed at me. And he's just kind of like, "Son, this you're going to be okay." And you know what? He was right. What do you think God's calling you to do? Do you have the eyes of faith to see it? Or are you just kind of wanting to play it safe? You know, there's lots of ways you can say it. If you want the fruit, you got to get out on the limb, right? I mean, you got to go out there. And for some of you, I guess really believe this is a word for you today. And so a lot of times we want life to be easy, but a lot of times it's not. I like what Bob Goff says. If you think your ship has sailed, start swimming after it. If you really think that's it, go for it. You know, Art didn't get a chance to come back and say, "Hey, Walt, I got a few $1,000s here. I want in on this deal." So Bob goes on to say, we were born for a life filled with adventure and adversity and overcoming and rebounding and love and loss and learning. There's a whole lot of truth in that sentence, friends. There really is. So for some of us, we really need to quit playing it safe with your one just simple, beautiful life. Be possibility minded and don't just be focusing on, well, this is what could go wrong. Trust God for what could go right. Listen to the still small voice. If your ship has sailed, swim after it. God bless you. Have a great week.